Good morning, Coolest Coast. It's time for Coffee with Kristin and Tina. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to this episode of Coffee with Kristin and Tina. This is Kristin Odell. I'm Tina Prigge. So good to see you this morning.
Morning. I missed you last week.
I know. You had a cool adventure, though. So anytime an adventure is to be had, it is worth taking a little break.
And isn't it like we are having some, what I would like to say, real summer, meaning the warm weather and the sunshine has been forcing us to lakes and pools and all the things, right?
It's been incredibly warm and humid. Yesterday we stepped outside. I said, I feel like we're in Florida, just like the smell and the feel of the air. Although last night there was a pretty big storm here, and
hmm
the power cut out by our house for just a moment, like a few seconds, right? Like not a full minute or anything. And then it came back on, which is amazing. But it's so interesting and bizarre, that feeling like when your world just plunges into total darkness and silence, right? Like it's so unusual. Like even when the refrigerator cuts, when everything just stops.
Yeah. Yeah. That sound, you don't realize how much like ambient noise exists until there is none.
Right, right.
I remember one time we were at Doug's parents' house in Ohio and the power went out during the night. And I woke up because it was so still and the ceiling fan had stopped. And I woke Doug up and I'm like, something's not right. And in the middle of the night, you can't quite figure it out. But I was like, something's not right. It's too quiet. It's too still. Something's off.
Yeah, we don't realize it, but there's like this ambient noise that underlines our entire life.
Yes. Yes. So I had an experience of total darkness while I was on vacation.
Oh, tell me.
Not quite like Aaron Rodgers, darkness retreat. It wasn't anything like that,
There was
but
no ayahuasca. Okay.
there was no alternative substances or anything like that. But we went and visited a place called Crystal Cave, which is just outside Hudson, Wisconsin. It is the longest cave in the state of Wisconsin, which we didn't really know anything about until we went there. That we don't necessarily plan every adventure when we go. And some friends of ours had said, "Hey, there's this cave. It's like an hour tour." It was so awesome. Like you can see how much headroom there is, and very very cool formations and different things. But there's a section of this that is very secluded, and they turn the lights out in there so you can experience total darkness in that room.
Okay, how did you feel when that was happening?
I mean, I didn't necessarily feel panicked because I knew it was going to not be forever, right? There's a mindset, but there were people that gasped, gasped when they were in there. And Nora and Josie held our arms when we were in there, but it is pitch black. Like you move your hand in front of your face and you see nothing.
Nothing, because there's no ambient light. My heart is racing just a little bit listening to this story. I
Is it?
remember a number of years ago, we went to Ruby Falls in Chattanooga, and it's this cool cave. But to get there, you go down in an elevator, and
Mm.
then it's caverns, kind of like you're showing. So I was like, "Oh, this is cool." And then I started realizing, wait, we came down in an elevator. Wait, this is all man-made light. Like if anything goes wrong, and I just started feeling so anxious, like I don't think I want to be down here anymore, you know?
Yes, and we had our cell phones along, so if the power went out, they said they have a backup generator for lights down there to keep it safe. There is this particular place, you go down 70 feet. The deepest part is 70 feet, but you take stairs to get down, and different walkways and stuff like that. So
So did your phones work down there?
I don't even remember. I don't
That'd
think
be an interesting test. Like, can you hear
we
me
weren't
now?
I don't we weren't paying attention to that. I mean, I guess that's a good thing, right? The tour was so interesting. There was so much to just look at because there were these little mini stalagmites and stalactites forming, and there's different types of rock and different things and different parts. So just the whole thing was so engaging. We really loved it.
And was it really cool inside, like temperature wise? A
50
respite?
degrees. Yeah, 50 degrees. I had a long sleeve on that day, so I was okay. Doug was like, "This is heaven," because he loves air conditioning. The girls, we actually said, because two of the three are usually cold-blooded anyway, and I just said, like, "Hey, we haven't, like, treated or done anything, like, would you guys want a sweatshirt from here?" And so they ended up picking up sweatshirts there from the cave, which it's a family owned cave. They operate it. It was so well done. So like that's in my mind, that's supporting small business. This was a win-win. The children had sweatshirts. We're supporting the business in other ways, like, what the heck. So
Yeah. I mean, and it's such a cool learning experience too, right? Even just to learn about stalactites, stalagmites, to see what there is in the world.
yeah. And so this cave was found in 1881. So just think about like how long it was formed, obviously at some point during the glacier experience. They believe it was covered with water. So there was like this oceanic period for Minnesota and Wisconsin where there was water. So there's actually fossils in that cave, and just, it was very cool.
Were there any like bats or anything currently living in there?
There are bats living there. We did not see the bats. Thankfully, no bats.
I know the last time I visited a cave, we had to all wipe our shoes on some kind of special mat because there was something that they were worried about transmitting to the bats. They were trying to keep them healthy. Was there still that kind of precaution needed?
It's not there, but I have heard of that before. And somewhere else, somewhere we had to do oh, I know. When we were in Punta Cana, we did a monkey experiment. We had to wipe our shoes there.
Interesting.
Step into like the cleaner and then like wipe them off on another mat before we could walk into it was part of like walking into the exhibit. You had to go through those stations.
Oh, that sounds like fun to see the monkeys.
Yeah. You don't,
Were they,
I'll text you a picture later. You don't remember talking about that?
were they well behaved?
No, they were sassy.
That's awesome. Hey, in the caves, did you encounter any trolls?
Not in the caves. But we did encounter trolls, you guys, a couple weeks ago on the show. Tina was kind enough to bring up Mount Horeb, the cave capital of Wisconsin, or cave capital, the troll capital of Wisconsin, apparently, which I knew nothing about. After the show, I got a map of the trolls. And so we did have an opportunity to stop on our way home. So this is Waven Walton. So you can see he's been there since 2009. He looks cheery. Not too bad, right?
So, do they all have like names and distinctions like that?
They do. I think I sent you another picture.
Yep, I've got a couple more. Let's see here.
Yeah, so this is another one. You can see this one's kind of very large. Our family all fits in it, kind of like gives your arms a little bit of a hug. So yeah, a lot of them had names, but like there's one that kind of looks like the mayor of the town. And the mayor one is like holding a key, like the key to the city. But there wasn't a sign by that one. And then there's other ones so those are both like wood. There are some that are like made of metal and different, like, oh, there, the troll under the bridge.
So, what surprised me is the date that it said 2013. Is this all relatively new? I guess in my mind's eye, I was imagining, this dated back to like the 60s or something.
That is my impression. So the other one was like 2009. So yeah, I do think it's a newer thing.
Okay.
But yeah, businesses kind of have different ones outside. Like one of them we saw was like made of metal and was kind of like a scrapyard troll, if I can. And the girls were like, "Ooh, that one looks creepy. It's rusty and weird." And so there was just like all different versions of like whoever the artist was, their version of troll looked different.
Interesting. And so, is it like we thought? Like there are trolls kind of sprinkled throughout downtown?
Yeah. So we parked at a spot. The two wooden ones that you just had in those pictures were fairly close by to where we had the camper with us. So, it's kind of a big rig to park along the road. And then we just kind of walked up and down within like, let's say 6 blocks up and back. And we were able to see probably 5 or 6 in that area, but there was definitely more that were spread out in different places.
Okay. So, worth the diversion? Like, was it interesting, fun, entertaining enough that if somebody else were passing through that area, you would suggest they stop?
So, I mean, the trolls, meh, I don't know. It's a nice add-on. Mount Horeb, the downtown is super cute. There was a number of like cute restaurants there that I were busy and lots of people like it'd be fun to try. We also noticed there's some portion of Duluth Trading's like corporate office there, so they have a store there. So if you're a Duluth Trading fan, our family is. It's kind of a neat spot. So if you're passing through, like Madison, Columbus, heading down that way, and you need a spot to like get out of the car, definitely worth like a very nice place to stop.
Cool. Did the rest of the town have like a Norwegian feel about it?
Not at all.
Not at all. Oh, surprising. Okay.
I feel like it was kind of a made up thing.
I mean, considering how recent it is, I think I would believe that. That's
Yeah.
interesting. All right.
So again, cute little town. It was like a perfect spot for us to stop. We had left kind of like Prairie du Chien area. And so we were on the road about an hour and a half. And so for us, like that was perfect timing for us to like get out of the car and stretch a little bit. And then when we got back in, we just had like 2 hours left. And so, yeah,
Nice. Okay, so a great reason to stretch your legs and have a little bit of entertainment.
there you go. There you
Hey, we talked about darkness. I really loved this photo that you shared and how you are dispelling the darkness with these Edison lights.
go. Yeah, this was our last campsite. This is at a place called Hudson Dewey State Park. Lots of really big, kind of old growth trees. And you cannot see it at all in this picture, but we're actually kind of up on a bluff, kind of overlooking the Mississippi River basin. So the campground was tucked away a little bit, but this was our last night. I just had to grab a picture because Doug does such a nice job of hanging up lights, and we had a fire that last night. It was just really relaxing. And yeah, these are kind of like the memories you want to keep in your brain forever.
Yeah, it's so idyllic. It just looks like such a tranquil place to chill out. It's like the quintessential almost camping shot. Like if somebody
Yeah.
is like, "Why go camping? What's the appeal?" You just show them this photo and it's like, "Ah, I get it."
Yeah. Yeah. We got the beach towel hanging out from during the day, right behind Doug on the ground, which you probably wouldn't know what this is necessarily, but that's a lovely thermocell unit to keep the bugs away.
Oh, does that work well?
They do work well. We use them a lot because we prefer to have those going rather than like spraying bug spray on your skin.
Yeah.
I just don't like how sticky and smelly it is. So no, there are times where you have to just put it on. If the mosquitoes are bad, you've got to like spray. But for things like black flies and gnats and mosquitoes, those thermocells work really well.
How does it work? Do you know?
Yeah, it has they take butane cartridges, so it's like a cartridge that's maybe 3 or 4 inches tall, and you put them into the unit, and then there's these little like scent pads that slide in there, and so you ignite the butane, and it heats that pad, and it kind of emits a scent in the air that insects don't like, and so it kind of creates a safety zone around your chairs. So the bugs were a little bit bad there, so we had two of them going, but it does work.
That's cool. And it's cool that it's not just mosquitoes.
Yes. Yeah, the black flies one time, I remember this is years ago, they were so bad, and we set like a perimeter of thermocells up along our camping mat just so we could like, because we really enjoy being outside, but like when there's mosquitoes, it's not enjoyable at all.
Right.
So
Right. Cool. Well, and being outside when you're camping at night, it's kind of that same experience of when the power cuts, right? Like just to experience, I don't know, pure nature without the sounds of refrigerators and stuff, right?
yes, it was not quiet there. The woods, at one point, Grace came out to sit with us and she's like, it's so loud out here. There was a lot of insects, like cicadas were singing loud and proud there in the trees. There was a lot of frogs making
Ooh.
noise, so like different frogs croaking, and we could hear them on the ground and up in like there was some type of tree frog. And yeah, she was just like, the woods are so loud. And I was like, that's a cool, like, I love that she was in the moment enough to like hear what was happening in the woods.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. I love it. Okay, so this is not the woods, but this is incredibly beautiful. Where is this?
Yeah, so that's the same park. They have these big overlooks, and this is kind of one of our views. We went up there at sunset the first night, and yeah, this is the view, and it is beautiful. And so this is the Mississippi River Basin. So kind of all the outlying areas and um, just was gorgeous. So relaxing.
So Mississippi River Basin, does that mean this is like where it starts?
Um,
Or
I would say it's kind of like the Mississippi River and all the low-lying areas around it.
okay.
Where does it start? That's a really good question. Because farther north, we were up by Hudson, it was the St. Croix. So where does the Mississippi River start?
Because I just want to pull this back up. You know, looking at it, it's not as, I guess it is wide, but it doesn't seem as powerful as I imagine, you know, when you get closer to St. Louis and things like that. So
I'm gonna,
interesting.
where does the Mississippi River start?
Fact finding live.
Right here. It says Lake Itasca in Minnesota. It ends in the Gulf of Mexico or the Gulf of America, depending on what your thoughts are about that. It covers a distance of 2,340 miles, and it is the longest river in North America.
Wow. So it
So,
starts from a lake in Minnesota.
yes.
That's fascinating.
Let me see if I can get a here. Let's see if I can get a visual. Oh, so it does start. Okay. You see that?
Okay, so let's see what
It's
are we
way up
looking.
there.
Oh, okay. Interesting. All right, cool.
So, and there's something called the Great River Road, which when we were in Hudson, we got on it and we drove all the way down to where we were staying close to Prairie. We were a little bit south of Prairie du Chien, but it's called the Great River Road. And you cross and drive all along these like rivers and lakes all the way down. And so if you've never done this drive, I would highly recommend looking it up. I'm sure it runs kind of the whole length of Wisconsin, Minnesota, and Iowa, because there were parts of it where we were in Iowa and then we crossed back into Wisconsin, but it was really cool.
Wow, that sounds awesome. Okay, so is that where this view is from? Is that the Mississippi then
No,
too?
this is the same. So this is Nelson Dewey. This is just so that other picture is more straight out. This picture is to the left. You can kind of see the river a little bit better angled here.
So is this around the same time?
Just a little bit later in the evening. This might have also been the next night. It was really close. It wasn't quite a full moon, but it was really close to full moon. And this was one of those nights. I'm sure you've had these. The moon looked huge in the sky. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to get a picture. And then this is what I got. The picture is not what we were seeing with our eyes.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll be the day when the camera, the iPhone cameras really capture like what you see is what you photograph.
Isn't that weird? Like the moon looked like this big. And in the picture, it's like this big.
Yeah, yeah, it's like a pinpoint.
I don't
Aw.
like I don't know how that works or how that happens, but just yeah, there was something about the perspective. Nothing we could do with our phones could capture what we could see.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's the thing, you just have to lock it in then, right?
Yeah.
Like, okay, never mind the phone, stop futzing with it, just
Like
enjoy
it's
what's.
still a good view. It's still beautiful. So like, what the heck?
Yeah. We call that a ghost cat. When there's something, it's like, wait, get your phone. No, like, no, just enjoy it. Just enjoy what's happening. It doesn't have to be recorded.
Right? It's so that's so true. The girls, we did this river float on tubes, which is kind of available all around Wisconsin. I feel like we're lucky that we do have this available, but we did this river float and we had made a decision. We weren't taking any phones except for one just to take some family pictures. And so Doug bought one of those things where you seal your phone inside of it to keep it. And, the girls are like, well, what am I supposed to take pictures on? And we're like, you're taking it in your mind.
Enjoy the experience, right? Yeah.
The goal is talking and visiting, not using our phones. So
So was it a fun adventure
it was
on
a
the tubes?
blast. It was, rivers in Wisconsin. This was obviously pre crazy rainfall. It was a pretty slow float, but it was fun. I'm
You
not,
know,
we
I've
haven't
seen
done it as a family. So
I've seen some pictures since the rainfall, and some rivers are running really, really wild.
Yeah, I'm sure they are. I saw Doug showed me rainfalls the other night for like Milwaukee area, and some places had like 11 inches of rain. Like that's insane.
So you guys are okay? You got home safely before any of
Yeah.
that?
We came home a day early because the weather was supposed to be bad. So you don't ever want to be in a camper if there's a possibility of trees falling or tornadoes. Campers are not a safe place to be. And so we just decided like the weather was going to be so crappy. We got up Saturday morning and left rather than Sunday morning.
Mm.
But it was a rainy drive home, but we made it home, and yeah, it was nice to have a whole day just to do nothing at home, but like put stuff away and do laundry.
We did think about you guys and sent out some prayers because we were traveling on the interstate and there was a camper pulled on the side of the road and black smoke pouring from it. And as you got closer, you could see the entire thing was engulfed in flames. Now, thankfully, it looked like the family was all gathered on the side,
Oh my
right? Like it didn't
gosh!
look like anyone was, but that camper and the bikes were still attached to the back. I could only imagine it was an RV, right? So it wasn't to pull along. And so I don't know.
Yes,
I don't know, you know, was somebody cooking? Was it the propane? I have no idea what happened, but it was
right.
a terrible tragedy to
Oh
see. And I
my
just thought,
god!
be safe, friends, you know?
I know. Well, we were safe. We had a fabulous time. Thank you for letting me take a week off with nothing because it's just sometimes it's so nice to just break away and not have any commitments.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Well, tomorrow, Jason and I are celebrating 21 years, which
What?
it seems like it's passed in the blink of an eye. But we took a little day and we had a day date, which
I
was so
love that.
cool.
Did you
Um,
staycation date?
yeah, and it felt like we were on a vacation, but like in a corner of our own hometown, which that's kind of cool that that can happen. We had a little lunch at the courthouse pub, like outside.
Yum, that looks okay. Tell us what this is because it looks delicious.
It was a salad that had like blueberries and avocado, feta cheese. It was delightful.
It just looks like refreshing almost.
Yeah, in the heat too, with like the lemonade, and yeah, it was fantastic.
What a great spot.
And then we went over to the Nook and treated myself to a few books. Even one of the dates with a book, which I've been wanting to try. And
Okay,
what's
tell us what the titles are.
okay, the yellow one in the middle is the Phoenix Pencil Company.
Okay.
And so I've already finished that one. I really enjoyed it. I don't know if it's for everyone, but an enjoyable story for me. And then the bottom one is called The Dictionary of Lost Words.
Okay.
So I've only started that one, but I'm super intrigued by it. And then the date with a book, I had done a conversation, a live stream with one of the Manitowoc Public Library librarians, and there was a book that she recommended, and it's called um, when the lemon trees grow or something like that.
Okay.
And it's historical fiction about the unrest and stuff in Syria, and it just sounded like a really good book the way she described it. And when I read this cover where it says historical fiction and with the colors and everything, I said, I think I know what this book is. So I chose it, and I was right. So I
Were
got
you
a book that I actually wanted to read.
seriously
Yeah,
well done?
thank
So,
you.
does the wrapping and the cover on this is it a clue of what's inside?
It is.
Okay.
Now, I don't know if that's always the case, or if that just happened to be, but I think that they do put that much attention into the wrap.
I
And then
mean,
there's just a little description, right? So something about the description cued me into what it might be.
I this is such a cute idea. So, this is called the date with a book. So it's kind of a blind date.
It is. Oh, maybe it's called Blind Date with a Book. The word blind might actually be in there.
You might suspect what book it is, but you don't know for sure what book it is.
Yeah, you have no idea for sure.
And do you buy this or is it a loaner? How does it work?
Yeah, this is at the Nook, so you buy it, and then they've got it all decorated. There was like stickers and like sticky flags and a bookmark and a pen, and it's all kind of thematic. So it was all like in those same colors.
I love that. That's so fun. I'm impressed by how much you've cruised through these already.
When something is good, you just want to keep going. So I was taking a look at my shelf recently too. A couple of books I had started and like didn't finish. And so yesterday we took them to a little free library because I'm like, you know what? if it didn't inspire me to keep going, I don't want to. I don't
So
want to keep it around.
this was good advice you gave me kind of before vacation, which is life is too short and there's far too many books to like keep drudging through a book you're not enjoying,
Yeah, exactly.
right? And I have a hard time quitting a book because I'm like, either I paid money for this or I've already invested time in it. Like I need to keep going. And you were kind of like, ugh, Kristin, don't do that. So that was super good advice. I read for sure 3 books. I think
Oh,
4.
what? Tell us. Tell us.
So, so lots of friends commented and verified that the housemaid tale was really good. So
Is that
there's
is that Frida McFadden?
yes, Freedom McFadden. So I read the first one and it was really good. Then I read the second one. That one is good. I just downloaded the third one of that, not last night, the night before. So I am reading the third book in that. But then my friend Kayla, who's usually on the show and listening, she lent me a copy of The Silent Patient, which is a psychological thriller and slightly creepy. And I finished that. I started reading that on the way home and finished it Sunday night. So Saturday to Sunday, I read the whole book.
Wow. So that's like the mark of a really good story, right? When
Yeah.
it's just like you start and you finish what you put it down only when you have to.
Yeah. And I like that one is a little bit of like, what in the heck am I reading and where is this going to go? Because there's a twist or something crazy at the end. And like, I just wanted to like, what in the world is going to happen here? And it was pretty good. I read it fast.
It was satisfying.
It was satisfying.
So I have a friend who recently confessed that she sometimes gets anxiety with a movie or a book, not knowing how it's going to end. And so what she does to calm herself and so that it's more enjoyable is if it's a movie, she'll look it up online and read the ending. Or if it's a book, she'll read the last chapter and then go. But she then feels at peace, right? Like knowing it's all going to work out or how it works out. Now,
Yes.
now, for me, that doesn't work, but I get how it works for her. What do you think about that method?
I mean, in some ways, I could totally see like the sense of relief of like the knowing, right? But I think there is part of just allowing the process to play out or the story to play out that makes what the ending is good. Do you know what I mean?
I know, I know.
Like I would be curious, like, is it as enjoyable or suspenseful or, like all these books, all the books I was talking about, these are like psychological thrillers. They're all about mental health issues and different things, right? If you don't, if you know how it ends, does it take away from like that level of suspense
Yeah.
or
And
the
so and
thrill?
so maybe it's that level of suspense that she doesn't enjoy, I'm thinking. Do you know what I mean? Like if it's too much,
Yeah,
it's interesting to think that by knowing the end, by taking that away, she enjoys it in the way we would, but in a
right.
different way.
Yeah, so like I would wonder then, like, is that just a genre she shouldn't read? If she if she's not really enjoying it, could she read a different genre of book that would be more enjoyable?
Well, I'm not sure. I'll have to delve into this further, but I'm not sure that it's just suspense.
Mm,
Like I kind of get the feeling that it's any unknown.
got it.
Like she'd rather just know the end and then see how the story builds to that end.
Yes.
It's just a totally different approach. I
Mm, yeah. I would love to know if it's cross genre. So as an example, historical fiction, would would those same habits exist there that exists,
Yeah.
Or if you're reading the Wedding People, right? Which that's a pretty light book.
Right. But if you read the last chapter first, it kind of spoils any of the angst or tumult that you feel.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, like, that's not, I didn't feel any tension in my chest reading that book. That was a pretty light, just kind of fun, really good read. Like, I really enjoyed that book. Um, so, I just wonder.
Yeah.
Like,
Or
if you're
any kind of
reading
speculative
for
fiction.
joy, right? Like, it should be because it's fun.
Yeah. Well, like speculative fiction too, like The Measure. If you had read the last chapter first, I don't know. Like in that case, I don't know if I would want to spoil
Oh, yeah.
what the characters have to go through, right?
Yeah.
Like, would it mean less as you were reading it?
Mhm.
I almost want to try it just to see what the experience is like, but I don't want to ruin my experience either.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that.
Okay, tell me, how do you feel about this? This looks delicious.
Oh, this is campfire food. So people have asked us before, like, well, what do you eat when you camp? Maybe because it's intriguing, or and we do cook over the fire quite a bit. We grilled hamburgers. Doug made pork tenderloin on the fire, but on this particular morning, we just cook on the stove in the camper. I made Doug a bacon and cheese omelet and some good old plain Italian white bread. Which, this is like, if you want to make Doug Odell happy, this is what you present in front of him. So I said, before you take a bite, snap a picture of that. And he's like, is this for Tina? And I'm like, this is totally for Tina.
Well, that's
Never
nice.
fear. We eat well.
A plate of Doug Odell happiness. That's happy to see.
Yeah, the way to his heart is through his stomach for sure.
Oh, Kristen, this has been such an enjoyable conversation.
No, the time is up. I don't want it to be over.
I know, I know. Are we back next week?
We are totally back next week. You guys, next week is going to be a little bit earlier. We're going to start at 8 instead of 9. So just put that in your brain.
Yeah, so tune in just to see if I'm even awake at that time.
Yeah, I'm showered by that time. Yeah, children to get to places, and the gym and all that kind of good stuff. So
You
whatever
know,
it is,
that's the
however you
thing.
show up.
With a live stream, you can't watch the end first, right? You have to just
I
stick
mean,
with us.
in theory, she could go into YouTube and play the ending and then go back and watch it from the beginning. In theory.
Ah, in theory. Don't do that. Just watch it from the beginning.
Just watch us from the beginning.
So good to see you. Thanks everybody for watching this episode of Coffee with Kristen and Tina. This is Kristen Odell. I'm Tina Prigge. We'll see you next time.